the content is present in the memory, if we are accessing or doing any manipulation or doing any data storage or recovering with directly with respect to the memory, then load and store operations instructions will come into place. If the operand is specified as memory location, the content of it is loaded to a register using the load instruction. If the operand is specified with respect to the memory location, the content of it is loaded to a register and using the load instruction. Always whatever the content with respect to that memory location is there, it will be loaded to a register. After that, it will be um, used for the further operations. Okay, the instruction stores the data from the specified register to the specified memory location. Whatever the specified register will be having the data, that will be stored towards the memory location where we will be using the instruction store. In short, store instruction we can represent it as str. If you are going for load operation, ldr. Okay. The concept of load store architecture is illustrated with the following example. For example, you can see here, suppose x and x, y, z are the memory locations and we want to add the contents of x and y and store the result in location z. Under the load store architecture, the same is achieved with four instruction as shown. Instruction load R1, that is x, loads the register R1 with the content of the memory location x. Simply I am naming the or giving the address value as xyz because it can take any memory address from the memory. For that reason, for example, we are taking, no, that's why first you will be loading the data towards one of the register. It may not be only R1, R2 and R3. It can be any registers from our general purpose registers. We have 12 general purpose registers and the remaining are your special registers. You should know that only within that 12 registers we are going to take those registers. And the second instruction is load R2 comma Y, loads the register R2 with the content of the memory location. Whatever the memory location is having the data, that will be given to R2. And then the instruction add R3, that is R1 comma R2 and R3, which means that whatever the data present in R1 and R2 should be added and then stored in R3. Adds the content of register R1 and R2 and stores the result in register R3. You can see that one here. You will be taking the data from R1, taking the data from R3. Both will be added. ALU is arithmetic logical unit where you can add, subtract, divide and multiply the values which are given as an input. After adding, you will be giving the result into R3. Then last instruction is store R3 comma Z, means Z is the memory location. To this memory location, you have to store the data which is present in R3, which stores the content of register R3 to the memory location. Whatever the data present here will be stored towards the memory location Z. That is then one example with respect to load and store operation. The conventional instruction execution by the processor follows the fetch, decode and execute sequence. Means whenever we are going to do any of the extraction of instruction and execution of instruction, always you will be taking three sets. That is first fetching, decoding the instruction and executing the instruction. Three steps will be there to execute any of the instruction. The fetch part fetches the instruction from the program memory or code memory. Means fetching means you are taking that memory, taking that instruction from the program memory. If we are going for the decode part, decodes the instruction to generate the necessary control signals. Okay. Decode part will decode the instruction to generate the necessary control signal. Means whatever the instructions we have got with respect to that we have to decode it. Means with respect to that what operation has to be done. that decode operation will be taken. And the execution stage reads the operands, perform ALU operation and stores the result. Execution part, with respect to our previous example, they have told that is what operation we have to do on the input values. That operation here, it is ALU operation, addition, subtraction, anything you can take, and store the result. That is your execution part. Three steps are there with respect to executing your one instruction. Okay. In conventional program execution, the fetch and decode operations are performed in sequence. For simplicity, let's consider decode and execution together. During the decode operation, the memory address bus is available, and if it is possible to effectively utilize it for an instruction fetch, the processing speed can be increased. See, if I am taking the decode operation, the memory address bus is available. Means if you are doing the decoding already, your instruction has been fetched and you are doing the decoding operation. At that time, that memory address bus will be free, and if it is possible to effectively utilize for an instruction fetch, see, already first instruction has been fetched, and it is going for the decoding. At that time, I am going back for same memory address where it is free. Memory address bus is there which is free. Now I am taking one more decoding operation, means one more fetching, one more instruction fetch I am taking. Okay, and if I am doing that one parallelly, you are doing the previous instruction decoding also. Now I am fetching the new instruction also. At that time, you are saving the time of one more instruction fetch. Okay, then in this way, processing speed will be increasing. Okay, instruction pipelining refers to the overlapping execution of instructions. Exam, that is, while the current instruction is being decoded and executed, the next instruction will be fetched. If the current instruction is in process in a program control flow transfer instruction like jump or call instruction, the instruction fetch is flushed and a new instruction fetch is performed to fetch the instruction. See, whenever you are doing if you are decoding, at that time you got to know that it has the jump instruction or calling some other function. At that time, whatever the previous instruction we have fetched, that will be a next line only. That fetch we have to discard it and we have to go for the new one where you want to call for the jump instruction or you want to call for the next function instruction. That is for instruction pipelining. Whenever the program control flow transfer instruction like jump that we discussed, whenever the current instruction is executing, the program counter will be loaded with the address of the next instruction. In case of jump and branch instruction, the new location is only known after the completion of the jump or branch instruction. That's why we have to wait till that jump or branch instruction execution. Okay. Load, store operation and instruction. You can see here, depending on the stages involved in an instruction, fetch, read, register and decode, execution instruction, access an operand in data, memory, write back the result to the register, etc. These are the steps with respect to how to execute your program. There are multiple levels of instruction pipelining. Figure illustrates the concept of instruction pipelining in a single stage pipelining. Here, we will be having the clock pulses. You can take it as mission cycle 1, 2, 3. Okay, at the time of first mission cycle, I am doing the fetching of one program. Uh, Fetching of program counter means whatever the instruction is there, that we have to take it back. And at that time, previous instruction which we have taken it from the program or code memory, that will be in the execution stage. Okay, after completion of this execution, you will be fetching the next program counter part, and now executing whatever what we have to execute. Previously what we have fetched, the program counter, that will be executing it in this stage. And next instruction, here you will be fetching the next instruction, that is program counter plus 2 plus 1, we have it already extracted in machine cycle 2 only. Then you will be executing that program counter plus 1 here in the third machine cycle. Okay, this is the single stage pipelining concept with respect to only fetch and execute. Okay.